And it's a close call, but I think Council Rosen beat me.
Councilor Rosen.
Mr. Chairman, are we being asked to vote that the Worcester City Council should keep its oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the United States? Is that what we're being asked to vote on?
That's what it says at the very end.
I think if we've all taken that oath, and I think if we vote yes on this, we're stating publicly that evidently we don't think we've been upholding that oath. And I won't take that vote because I think everyone on this council has been upholding the vote to the best of its ability, upholding and defending the Constitution of both the Commonwealth and the United States. So to take a vote that we should be doing that is an admission, an incorrect admission, that we haven't been upholding and defending the Constitution. So I would rather not take that vote. If you vote no, that's even worse. So I feel like I'm being set up here. A yes vote or a no vote is, something that if they want us to keep our oath, we also have to keep our dignity and our honesty and not take a vote like this. I've already taken my oath to the best of my ability. I always have and I always will uphold that oath. But I don't have to do it again because I don't think I've done anything wrong. So my motion would be to file.
Okay, we have a motion to file.
About 2 hours ago, I stood up and I talked that we all had taken our oath of office and that I didn't have to take it again and I wouldn't take it again because I have been adhering to that oath of office, and I think I've been supporting our Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and supporting the U.S. Constitution, too. It's ironic, here we are 2 hours later with a chance to, again, support the Constitution of the United States. The First Amendment is certainly part of that, so I won't veer from what I said earlier. But now, censorship and regulation of speech, it's being suggested, should come to City Hall. Maybe we should take a walk down the Worcester Public Library and see if we can find some books that we can ban, or maybe even burn down there. Maybe that should come next. I seldom in my life use profanity. I don't think I ever use slurs, and I know I don't use any hate speech, however that's defined, because I'm not even sure I can define it. But I'm not that type of person. However, what's more scary to me and more dangerous to this city council, especially, and to the city of Worcester, the people we represent, is any attempt to ban free speech. More dangerous than profanity, more dangerous than slurs, and more dangerous in that hard-to-define hate speech. Banning free speech. We all value it. I know we do. To even suggest that it should be banned, to me, is ridiculous. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects speech, and it also protects hate speech. Again, however you define that. It protects it. You may not agree with it, but then change the Constitution. Don't change the rules of the city council. Change the Constitution if you want hate speech banned by the First Amendment. I didn't know this was going to become personal. I didn't see that coming initially. The first couple of speakers stood up, and then Councilor Gaffney stood up third, and by that time it was personal to him. One of the toughest counselors on Councilor Gaffney 3 weeks ago was me. I was one of the toughest on him. And I remember saying, I said, I thought my much shorter evaluation was more meaningful and more honest than his. But never did I suggest that he shouldn't have the right to express his opinions in this forum. I never suggested that. It never entered my mind. I never would suggest that. Do I like the words he chose? No, I don't like the words he chose. But again, we are a country based upon freedom of the press based upon free speech. You have to accept that. If what's said in this chamber bothers you that much, 24/7 in your life, it must be awful for you, because you're living in a country, you're living in the United States of America that does allow free speech. Thank goodness for that. It's been suggested earlier that we have to maintain decorum. Sure we do. We're adults, and we all have to work on that. But censorship is not a means to maintain decorum. It's not honesty. It's not the way people are. So I suggest I go along with the previous counselors who suggested that we file this. And I do think, as one counselor said, this never should have been brought in front of us. If you have problems with what Councilor Gaffney said, and mainly how he said it, then you should talk to him. I know the Attorney General says we can't even talk to each other, but maybe you wouldn't tell her that we're talking to each other. Go see Councilor Gaffney and mention it to him. Say, I don't appreciate that type of language. I don't use it myself. I don't appreciate it. But to say that we're going to regulate free speech, and one counselor tonight said, let's ask the law department if we really can regulate speech, and can we regulate behavior? That was even a scarier word. We're going to regulate behavior. I heard that word. It's in the record if we go back to the video of this meeting. So again, I support free speech 100%. I don't always like it. I don't always like the words chosen, the words used in speech or in writing. But thank goodness we have the right to say what's on our mind in the way we want to say it. That's what's so important. Everyone on the council, make sure you always, in all forums, not just here on Tuesday nights, but in all forums, protect our right of free speech. To deny people free speech is more dangerous than any speech could ever be. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.